Hello, Rise women, because you are wives of men who are coming to the Rise. And you've done a lot of work to stay continuing in marriage. Us men can be challenging. I know, I'm a man. I know how challenging we are. I just wanted to let you know of a few things about Rise Week that your husband doesn't know and ask you for a few things that will help me help them. I've been building Rise Week for the better part of a year, and realistically, I started having the idea nearly 2 years ago, realizing there were a couple of more things I needed to learn and search out as a therapist before I could do effectively what I wanted to in a 4-day span with multiple men. What I can tell you is Rise Week will be more effective for these men than anything I could do as a therapist meeting with them weekly for a year or two. Some of your husbands I have met with for a long time, and there's limitations. And it's not just a time thing. There's some key interventions and things that I've learned about the brain that are built into Rise Week. And the other part of this is part of healing is going to help them tap into a new identity. Here I've chosen the Rise, and the Rise will represent men who are fighting for their wives and their kids. Part of my goal is to help them have a deep experience of finding who they really are, who they were meant to be, who that little 5-year-old or 7-year-old boy was who grew up into a man that's not happy, that's not meeting your needs, that's maybe done some challenging things. And then really helping them see that there's a path to a better way of life, better connection, more confidence, living from their purpose. So Rise Week will challenge them in numerous ways, but it will also start to free them from the limiting beliefs, the shame, the things that have kept them bound. Many of you know I've had my own journey and my own struggle with shame and addiction. I'll tell you that not a lot of men get to the place that I've been able to get, and that's strictly because of my commitment to keep fighting. I did a lot of things that didn't do anything. They didn't help. They were nice and I learned, but they didn't change things. So what I've built into Rise Week is the best of what I know how to do to help actually create a shift. There will obviously be work afterwards, but this is a path that can help them over the next 3 months, 6 months, year, really progress and turn into someone that they're happy with and that knows how to meet your needs. I want to help them have confidence that they can learn from you what you need to feel connected and close, so you'll be inclined to want to meet their needs as well. All of your husbands are different. All of them have struggled with different things. All of them are at different places. The thing that will unite them here is their desire to shift. Even that, some of them have different levels of desire. The goal here is to help them wake up to the possibilities and to make a decision to start to walk towards something better. So there's a few things I need from you if you're willing that can help me. On day 3, they will be challenged. They will be physically exhausted to the point where they will have to tap into mental strength, and their mental strength will be exhausted. And in that place, they have to tap into who they are spiritually. Now that word may not resonate with some of you. What I mean here is like the essence of who they are at their core. Decisions can be made at that spot. They'll be setting goals for the future. They'll be looking at the things they want to go home and do and create. Now they will still have brain patterns that will try to trigger into old ways of beliefs, but they'll also have a confidence that with work they can shift out of that and start to make conscious decisions. So if you're willing, could you please write him a letter? This can be a letter of love. This can be a letter of where you want to be in the future. I know that some of you are really hurt and confused, and this can be a hard letter. So this might be, I'm not in a spot now, but if you can come home, I will work with you. If you can create safety, I would like us to have this type of future. What I'd like you to do is talk about the life you would like with them. This will help them see that they can work towards something really great. I'd also like if you could get something from kids if you have kids. This might be a drawing for dad. You can take a picture and text that to me, at 801-842-1784. Or right, if you have kids that you're going to help write a letter, or older kids or whatever, that you can have them write that too. That will be really helpful for them on that day. Then the other thing I would like is I'd like something that helps me understand the pain you feel in the marriage. Not necessarily all the things that have happened, but the pain and the needs you think you have to start to repair that, what you need to see from them, the changes you need. Sometimes we call these attachment injuries, specific situations that really affected you, where you needed them and they weren't there, for example, or things they did that hurt. If you can send those to me, and like for many of you, I know what those things were in the past. I need to know what's relevant now so I can guide them on starting to repair that. You know, and I know that time doesn't heal all wounds. You also know that therapy doesn't. What I want is to send your husbands home starting to gain confidence that they can be a source of healing for you. Not all of your husbands are there huge problems, or have there been huge betrayals. That's great. What I want is to help them to take it to the next level. So this will be different than anything they've experienced therapeutically. It's different than anything I've ever done therapeutically. I left my practice, as you know, to look for something better, not to put everything I already know, mesh it together in a 4-day thing. So this is new stuff. This is different. If you can send those to me, you can send them to my email, Austin, AUSTIN, @BeTheRise, BETHERISE.com. Or you can text them to me. I already gave you that number. If you have questions, let me know. If there's some things that you think I need to know about where things are currently, if I haven't spoken with you recently, you can let me know as well. My goal is not to just help them have a fun little weekend. This is real work that, as I mentioned, would be challenging for me to do with most men in a year's space of time. And it's really getting to the core. My goal is to help them start to believe that they are capable and that they are lovable, because typically those two things are at the core of men not coming through the way they need to. And it manifests in all sorts of symptoms and emotions and behaviors. So I respect each and every one of you. I know that you've been through pain and challenges, and I know that you're putting some faith in me and your husbands. Clearly I can't fix them, but I can guide them on a path and continue to help them walk that with Rise Week, Legion, and then the Daily Rise. So they will come home exhausted. I wouldn't expect a lot of them on the day they return because they will be exhausted. So thank you.